Today we'll be doing consumer protection, part 1. Now, what are the learning objectives? First of all, we'll understand what is consumer protection and what is the scope of this act. And then we will come to know about the rights that we have and also the responsibilities. Now, why is there a need for Consumer Protection Act? Today they say the consumer is the king. And earlier it used to be caveat emptor, that is let the buyer beware, which has now changed to caveat vendor. That means let the seller beware. Then if all these things are there, then why does the consumer need protection? Actually, there are a number of sellers in the market and there's a lot of competition. Now, in the bid to overdo themselves or do better than the others, what they're doing is they're indulging in a number of malpractices like hoarding, black marketing, adulterating the goods. So therefore, the consumer needs to be protected. Sometimes the consumer is taken for a ride. So to protect the consumer against these sellers, Consumer Protection Act is needed. So when the consumer buys the products, he is at risk. If he buys unsafe product or adulterated products, or he's cheated, he's charged more price, sometimes the consumer does not even realize that he is being overcharged for the products he's buying. So what is the scope of the consumer protection? The scope of consumer protection is very wide. Under it, all types of activities are undertaken, whether by the government or private or big or small, cooperative, whether it's a manufacturer or a trader, and even services. Now let's do the 6 rights that we have, followed by 10 responsibilities. The first right which each consumer has is the right to safety. When I buy any product, my first right is that of safety. I need protection. If I buy a pressure cooker, it should not burst on my face. If I buy an electrical appliance, I should not get shock out of it. So the products should be safe for the consumer. This is the first right. But so that we are able to exercise these rights in our favor, we should also see the quality marks on the products. We should check for ISI mark for electrical appliances, etc. So when you buy a quality product, then your right to safety is ensured. The second right is right to be informed. As a consumer, we have a right to be informed about the product that we are buying. Let us say you are buying something to eat. Then on the product, all information regarding the ingredients, the date of manufacture, quantity, directions for use, everything should be given. This is my right to be informed. That is why the food products carry red dot or the green dot for vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Green is for vegetarian and red is for non-vegetarian. Similarly, there may be certain ingredients in a product, like for example, sulfur in some medicines, which doesn't suit everybody. So that person who's taking that medicine comes to know that this is there. And if he doesn't want that medicine, he can go in for an alternative. This is right to be informed. Then right to choose. Each consumer has a right to choose. That means the seller should keep a variety of products with him at competitive price, so that when the consumer goes to the shop to buy, he should have a variety of products. Now, this right also includes, suppose I pick up my phone and call the seller or the ration shop and tell him to send me a few products home. And I tell him one particular brand of glucose biscuits, but he sends me another brand. Now, my right to choose is being exploited. So if I have asked for a particular brand, he should send me that because that was my choice. He just can't superimpose. Yes, he could have called me up and said, this is not available, should I send this? Then my right to choose would have been kept intact. So the seller should have a variety of products, quality, brand, etc., so that the consumer can choose. Then right to be heard. Suppose I buy a product and I'm not satisfied with that product. Then in that case, my complaint should be heard. Either the seller should hear it or the company from where I bought it, they should hear it. But my complaint should be heard. This is the right to be heard if I'm not satisfied with the product. That is why many companies, they're setting up their own grievance cells. Toll-free number they give so that if you have any problem, you can ring them up. It is only because of this right of the consumer that many companies are setting up their own consumer cells. Then right to seek redressal. Sometimes children get confused between the right to be heard and the right to seek redressal. So I've specially marked redressal R with red and relief also with red. So R for redressal, R for relief. So suppose I'm not satisfied with the product that I've bought or the service that I've availed, then I have a right to get relief. And the Consumer Protection Act offers me a number of reliefs to the consumers. That includes either I can get my product replaced or repaired, or I can ask for compensation. And then the sixth right we have is the right to consumer education. This is why this act was particularly made, because consumers are not aware of their rights. Most of the time, we are not aware of the rights we have. So every consumer should know the right as well as the relief available to him. So not only should the consumer know about the right, he should also know what relief he can go in for. And every consumer should be knowledgeable and very well informed. Now, these are the 6 rights we have. Now, along with it, we have 10 responsibilities also. So let's study that. Now, before we buy any product, we should look for these quality marks. FPO has now become FSSAI. This diagram is from NCERT. ISA mark, for electrical appliances and others. Then the round circle is egg mark. Earthen pitcher. That pitcher is earthen pitcher. This is for biodegradable products like copies and all. They have it. Below that, this paper used is recycled. And this triangle is hallmark. So look for these marks before next time you buy. Now, what are the responsibilities? First of all, be aware. Be a very intelligent buyer, consumer. Find out about the various products available in the market and then you buy a product. For example, you're buying a refrigerator. Now, go to a few shops, compare the prices, see what you're looking for and which company is giving you the best offer, then buy the product. There's no point in first buying the product and then crying over it that, oh, that company was offering so much more and I should have bought from there. Then you have nobody else other than yourself to blame. So be aware. The first responsibility is be aware, be intelligent. Second is buy standardized goods. Look for the standard marks. They assure quality. If you don't go in for standard products, then there's no guarantee of quality. So ISA mark for electrical appliances, FSSAI marks for food products, etc. Then learn about the risk associated. That means before you use the product, you must read the instructions very carefully. For example, you're using a cream for the first time. So there's the elbow test for the cream. You should put a little bit of the cream on your elbow and see if there's any reaction. If there's no reaction, then use it. So you should read the instructions very carefully before you use the product. So understand what are the risks involved and then only you use the product. That will make you a very responsible consumer. Then read labels very carefully. When you buy a product, the first thing you should see is read the label. If you buy the wrong product, then you have bought the wrong product because so many products are available. Out of that, you picked up this because you never read the label carefully. For example, you are buying a medicine and that medicine is going to expire in 1 month. Then in that case, you are going to use it after 1 month also. Then don't buy that. Go in for the latest. Read labels carefully. So when you're buying a product, you must read the label very carefully. So see what is written about it, the price, the expiry date, especially the expiry date. So if that product is going to expire in a short time and you buy it and then it expires and you're still using it, then you may have some problem. So you must read the careful labels very carefully even before buying and after buying also. Then assert yourself. Go in for a fair deal. Suppose you are buying a packet of instant noodles. Nowadays, everybody consumes that. So these instant noodles, there are on 2 pack of instant noodles that you buy, you're going to get a pen free. So when you were buying that, the seller never offered you that pen. So just for that 5 rupee pen, you think, kya bolna? What will we tell him for that 5 rupees? So you just don't ask. But you must always assert yourself so that you get a fair deal. For example, on medicines, you get 10%. MRP means the maximum retail price. That is the maximum they can charge. But they can always give you a discount on that. So you should ask for it. At the most, you'll say no. Then be honest. You should always buy goods which are sold legally. Never go in for illegal products, fake products, duplicate products, pirated products. Because if we ourselves encourage that, then the seller will definitely sell it. So we should always be very honest in our dealings. Then ask for the cash memo. Cash memo is the proof of purchase. If you buy goods without taking the cash memo, then in that case, it cannot be proved in the court of law if something goes wrong. You cannot go to any court of law if you have purchased products and you do not have a cash memo to support it. So ask for a cash memo, however small the amount may be. Then file a complaint in case you find something wrong. If you find the seller selling wrong goods, duplicate goods, or doing something wrong, or he's hoarding the products, black marketing, then you must complain in the appropriate court, even if the amount involved is very small. We have to take the step in the right direction. Then form a consumer society. Form a society and make people aware. Most of the people don't even know. So if you have experienced something and you have got something to share, or you know about some rights, you can always share with the others and inform them about it. And finally, we should respect the environment. Now, if the government has banned use of plastic bags, then we should not use it. We should tell the seller not to sell it, not to sell the goods in that. And if you buy something, you open the wrapper and throw it there. We should not litter, we should not waste, because then we will be a responsible consumer. If we fulfill our responsibilities, then we have every right to fight for our right. So that brings us to the case study. Now let us state the consumer right which Suman exercised. Now Suman has 6 rights. Let us see which one of it is being discussed here. Suman bought a box of cheese of a reputed brand from a local shopkeeper. On opening the box, she found a piece of stone in the cheese. She reported the matter to the shopkeeper, who forwarded a complaint to the concerned party. Within a week, the representative of the company visited Suman's residence with an apology and, as a replacement, offered her a new cheese pack with 4 other varieties of cheese as compensation for the inconvenience to her. State the right. Now, which right, according to you, did Suman exercise? So I'll give you a moment. Replacement. He is offered replacement. R for replacement, R for relief. So the right is right to seek redressal. Right to seek redressal. The relief that a consumer gets, we'll do in the next video. So that's all in this video. Thank you.